Jangan ni di ko chow, may fear, bes mo gas tuma, ni mo bulfa, ulang tanah, jari beri ninyo lolo wahating kawai, lima niya chimom, tak na masuma class, ola yung makiana, legi legi, matembe ni buka tuma, umeli, dayan lumangke, ujahan mahila chie, lila la, lila Dinay tempanin, doyana, mahulak kisne, momlabuga, tumalabay, man man lumalabay,
Hello. I'm sure you're enjoying the breakfast right now, but it's time for me to make something for the viewers out there. But I'm sure I'll eat later. Welcome to the DIY show on The Breakfast Show. As usual on the show, we show you how to make basic things with things that you have at home. Most of the time, old things that you might just want to throw in the bin and you no longer want to make good use of. Today on the show, we're going to show you how to turn an old pair of jeans to a handbag. I'm sure a lot of you out there are wondering, how can you turn an old pair of jeans to a handbag? Because you have one, you have two, and it really doesn't look like a handbag. But I'll show you how to do it on the show. As usual, you need a few things that you will be using to help you do what you want to do with the material that you have. First of all, you'll need a pair of scissors. After the pair of scissors, you'll need thread. You will need a piece of chalk. You'll need a tape measure to do the measurements to make sure that when you put the tape measure on the material, it's actually the same size as the other handle of the handbag is going to be. You'll also need tacking pins to make sure that you stick the material in place, so when you cut and by the time you do your sewing, the material doesn't start moving. And last but not the least, you'll need a threaded needle. You can, if you have a sewing machine at home, it's actually better because you can do the stitching properly and everything would be in place without having holes where maybe a coin or a pen or something small can drop off. So basically those are the things that you'll be needing for the show. And as I said, we're turning an old pair of jeans to a handbag. Now let's get started and see what's the first step that you need to take in doing this. First and foremost, I'll advise you to get a pair of jeans that has some little design on it. This will make the bag look fashionable, and especially like the one I have here, you can see green, light blue, orange. You can wear any kind of dressing with it, looking at the colors that are on the jeans. Now, secondly, the first thing you need to do is fold the jeans like this. Look at the center. You can also decide to turn it this way. Get the point. As I said earlier on, you see the jeans is old and the material is all ripped off. So you want to get rid of this to get the proper shape of the bag. Put it on the table, like this. Make sure you get this point right. Take a piece of chalk and then mark it. Put it down properly and then draw a straight line to the other edge of the material. You can do a thick drawing so you wouldn't have to draw on the other side too. This is what it's going to look like when you have the drawing. Now you fold it like this, put it on the table, and then hit. The reason why I do this so that you can get the exact marking on the other side. This also helps you to get the measurements right, so one side will not be bigger than the other. Put it back on the table again and then cut right through. You can leave about ½ an inch after the marking, so that will be the allowance for the material when you're finished with the sewing. There you go. Cut right through. Okay, one piece is out, and you do the other part again. It's done. You have 2 different pairs. Don't throw them because this is what you're going to use to do the handles for the bag. Now, I'll just fold them neatly, open my drawer, put it in there until I need them. After doing the cutting, this is what it looks like. You can see you have one open edge and another open edge. Most of the time, this part is open, but you can still leave it there because it's going to make it look fashionable and it will look like a short bag. At the same time, it will also look like a bag that has pockets on both sides. The next step, turn the material inside out. As you can see, the cutting wasn't equal, so I'll just use my scissors and then snip a little material off it to make it as equal as the other side is. There you go. This is exactly what you'll have. Now, here is where the importance of your needle and thread comes in, because I'm going to use this to do a stitching right through from this part right down to the other edge. As I said earlier on, if you have a sewing machine at home, it's always better to use that because the stitching is stronger and then it's closer. Now I'll just do a fast stitching because of time, but when you're doing it at home, make sure you take your time and do a strong neat stitching from one edge to another. As usual, when sewing, you do a strong stitch at the edge first. Make it strong. Go back in again. Now, we go back to our usual in and out sewing that we do every time on the DIY show. You go in and out, in and out. And out. And then pull. You go back in to the other edge. Now, this is the reason why I told you that you're needing tacking pins, because you'll realize that when you start the sewing, there's every possibility that one side of the material will go down and the other one will be shorter. So this is where you get the pins. Pin them equally and make sure that it all sticks in place. Right through. And then pull. Turn it on the